What's new in day 3 of Lock and Load? Some more quality of life improvements have been introduced to the game's UI. First up is an overhaul of the contract broker menu. It has completely changed with new thumbnails showcasing the heists and information about the last time you played it. There are also new filters, including only displaying contracts with a certain amount of days, only showing loud, stealth, or stealthable contracts, and your most frequently played heists. That last one will take a while to recognize what heists you play the most, as it wasn't tracking that information until now. You can also favorite specific contracts to make them easier to find, and even search for contracts by name in the bottom left. This is overall a huge quality of life improvement, as we have so many contractors and contracts available at this point that the old method of simply placing them in a list was very bare bones. A new and somewhat controversial addition is a filter that will allow or disallow modded lobbies from appearing in your CrimeNet browser. In addition, when clicking on a player's lobby, there is a new mods tab that will showcase what mods that player has. Disclaimer, this update just hit and the information on how the system works is a bit gray. If I'm wrong about anything, I'll issue a correction in tomorrow's video, so please take what you're about to hear with a grain of salt. It appears the way this system works is purely based on the better Lua tool and BLT mods. Those of you who don't know, there are two major ways of modding Payday 2. Mod overrides are built into the game and are simple things like texture and sound file changes. These mods do not affect other players in the slightest and only change what you yourself see or hear. BLT is a hook that allows for Lua modding, which can change the game down to its very core. Lua mods range from HUD changes to complete difficulty overhauls and even custom heists. So the mods tab and the modded lobbies filter seems to only care about BLT mods, which is understandable. Texture swaps don't affect gameplay, and thus the mod overrides folder is not taken into account. It will, however, list the BLT and any mods that require it, and these appear to be the mods that will get your lobby removed from CrimeNet unless the allow modded lobbies filter is enabled. Overall, the core concept here is a change for the better. It's hard for Overkill to gauge what mods are detrimental to other players' experiences. A heavily modded lobby may be of interest to a veteran, but confusing and off-putting to a brand new heister. Not to mention, what constitutes cheating? Would you consider a weapon rebalance or a custom perk deck to be cheating? Some heisters will and some heisters won't, so leave it up to the player to decide if they want to join lobbies with mods in them. However, there are many BLT mods that are objectively harmless. Custom HUDs, for the most part, will not affect any player except the one using it. Of course, currently almost all custom HUDs cause crashes due to these UI changes, so it may be in the player's best interest to, for the moment, avoid any lobbies with players using mods like Wolf HUD or Void UI. And hey, maybe you're tired of getting notification spam in the chat from Poco HUD or Noobs Go Back to Overkill, or hearing players spam voice commands through basic voices. However, not allowing any Lua mods may not be in some players' best interest. Players who are only using one or two completely harmless Lua mods that don't affect any player except themselves will find themselves bundled together with players using DLC unlockers under this new system. My suggestion would be, considering the seemingly well-implemented mod workshop integration here, a mod blacklist, an option to disallow any lobbies that have specific mods that you don't care for in them. Say you don't want to join a heist with someone using Silent Assassin, add it to the blacklist and never worry about it again. And if you're a player who doesn't know or care much about mods, you can simply use the currently present filter to disallow all of them. This discussion of modding, cheating, and the gray area in between merits an entire video at some point, so stay tuned for that in the future. As for right now, I'm infinitely curious about your thoughts on this feature. Let me know in the comments below. Real quick, I wanted to point out there's a new ARG side job for a weapon mod, again asking players to solve a riddle which will be hidden on tomorrow's website. This time around, it'll unlock a custom frame for the Mark 10 showed here. Moving on, there are some fancy new loading screen backgrounds tailored for each and every heist, and the black screen openings for heists have new Foley and ambient noise added to better set the mood. In-game, hitting the tab screen will showcase some new features. In the top left is the Heist, Day, Difficulty, and Contract Payday. Just below that is your objective, and in the bottom left you can see how many loot bags you've secured, how many body bags you currently have, and how much the value of your bags and instant cash is. Most of this information was already present on this screen, it's simply been rearranged and cleaned up. On the right hand side you can see what song is playing, and what's this, tracked achievements? That's right, on the main menu there's a new achievements option which will show you all of the game's achievements, your progress towards them, and allow you to track them on the tab screen when in a heist. This is a very welcome addition, especially considering there were hundreds of new achievements added. Over 300 to be exact, almost all of these achievements for beating each and every heist on normal, hard, very hard, and overkill, the same as we had for difficulties above that prior. Keep in mind that beating a heist on a higher difficulty will grant you the achievements for all of the difficulties below that. So if you've already beaten every heist on Mayhem, the first time you'll launch the game after this update, you'll get hundreds of achievements all at once, retroactively rewarding you. Speaking of rewards, a normal skull difficulty mask was added for beating every heist on normal or above. Yay! And that's about everything. You can't really go wrong with quality of life adjustments, although the modded lobbies filter may need some tweaking. Join me tomorrow for some more downtime and quite likely the solution to the next riddle. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see that. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.